Hi, welcome to Your Checkup. We are the patient education podcast where we bring conversations from the doctor's office to your ears. On this podcast, we try to bring medicine closer to its patients. I'm Ed Dulesky, a family medicine doctor in the Philadelphia area.
And I'm Nicole Rufo. I'm a nurse.
And we are so excited you were able to join us here again today. So we wanted to welcome you on what is the second anniversary of Your Checkup.
Happy anniversary, Eddie.
Happy anniversary, Nikki. You know, the inception of this idea, I had it like in residency, and you were the push. You were the confidence that I needed to be able to like take an elective week randomly and learn how to start doing this. And I don't think any conversation about entering the third year of doing this and celebrating a second anniversary, as we were just trying to time out which anniversary this would be, can be had without a huge thank you to you. You are the star here, and people.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
People love you though. And people love your personality. They love your takes. They love your explanations in the banter section and your voice. And I know you're not feeling 100% today, but for your support in the beginning and then literally showing up with me every single week for 2 years really means a lot to me. And I think it means a lot to the people who listen, like especially the people in Temecula, California.
Big fan base in Temecula, California.
We do, seemingly. We have people in Temecula. I also see you, Helsinki.
Oh.
I know you're out there. So, you know, as to start this episode in a mushy way, thank you so much for literally everything that you've done to make this happen. Because, like, you don't have to at all, but you do. And you make it all the better.
I'm happy to be here, Eddie.
So in review, so far, while we've been doing this for 2 years, we've had people who have listened in 109 countries and territories. We've had people listen in 1,719 cities.
Wow.
We've been lucky enough to get, let's see here. No, it's not all about the numbers, people. It's about the special stories we have. But we've had 21,800 downloads, and we are just happy to be spreading the good word in balanced, informational, free, educational health information. What are the thoughts that are on the tip of the tongue over there?
Nothing.
Okay. You know, some people we've gotten some verbal feedback about some things that made us really happy. One person at a party said that their mother had a heart attack and they started changing like what they did for their mom after she had the heart attack after listening to one of our episodes. I thought that was really special. Our brother and graphic designer, she's actually not a man, Vanessa let us know that
she's spiritually our brother.
Spiritually. Our sleep episodes, she seems to really like, and like they change actionable things that, oh my goodness, we're doing the yawn thing here today. And I think there's a lot of, you know, I've had patients come back and be like, oh, I've listened to the diabetes episodes and have learned so much from them. And they come back with notes. And, you know, when things are fast in a visit or things are confusing and you don't know where to go to get information, if we can keep building out our library of episodes and information.
I think I yawn when I have a headache. Is that a thing?
I don't know. There's our intern.
He's been quiet for 3 hours.
He's been quiet for 3 hours. He couldn't possibly not contribute to the episode. He's been right here with us through it all.
He looks so cute, though.
He looks so cute. He was recently presented on a nearby store's Instagram.
He was, and now he's famous.
At least one of the three of us is.
Yeah.
So heading into the third year, we are so excited to continue to give you more. All right. So what are we going to talk about today, Nick?
Today we have a topical episode and we are talking about the new GLP-1 pill that just came on the market.
I see this iteration of a patient multiple times a day. Mid-50s, working full-time, doing everything she can to lose weight, tried multiple diets, more exercise, lost weight, gained it back. They say something that really resonates with me pretty much every time. They say, I feel like my body is working against me. And this cycle isn't because people aren't trying hard enough, but it's because weight is driven by biology, not just willpower, things that we've talked a lot about on the show. And this is exactly where GLP-1s slide in. And like Nikki just said, a brand new GLP-1 medication was approved. It's called Orforglipron. And what makes it different? Again, this is a pill, not an injection. So today we're going to break down what it is, what the data actually shows, and who this might really help. So Orforglipron is a part of the same family of medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound. And these are also GLP-1 receptor agonists. But this one is different in a pretty important way. It is the first oral non-peptide GLP-1 medication. And this means that you take it once a day. Like we said before, there are no injections, and there's actually no strict food timing rules. That contrasts to if you've ever heard of oral semaglutide. You have to take that one, which very recently came out a couple months ago. You have to take that one on an empty stomach and wait to eat or take any other medication. You have to take it 30 minutes before with a simple glass of water. But with this new one, you can take it anytime, with or without food. And it may sound small, but in real life, that's actually a pretty big deal. So, like other GLP-1 medications, it works by changing how your body regulates appetite. You will feel fuller sooner. You will stay fuller longer. Your stomach, for a period of time, at least somewhat, will empty more slowly. And a lot of times, blood sugar will improve. And we're going to talk about that in more detail. So people naturally eat less, and not because they're forcing it, but because their hunger signals are actually different and being regulated where they were once unregulated. So let's talk about the results now. In large clinical trials, and these were lasting about 72 weeks, so roughly a year and a half, people lost about 7.5% of their weight on lower doses, around 8.4% on moderate doses, and up to 11.2% on the highest dose. This compared to about 2% weight loss with the placebo. So the medication itself is contributing about 5 to 9% additional weight loss, and these people are doing lifestyle changes during these trials as well. So averages only tell part of the story, though. So there are some other figures that we wanted to share that matter clinically. More than half of patients lost at least 10% of their body weight, which is a great figure. About a third lost 15% or more, and nearly 1 in 5 lost 20% or more. So importantly to note, weight loss hadn't plateaued yet at the end of the study. So this generally means that people were still trending downward. And if we put this all into real terms, if someone weighs 250 pounds, 10% weight loss is about 25 pounds. A 15% total body weight loss is nearly 40 pounds. And that's just not cosmetic. That is medically meaningful change. So we're going to start talking about this medication and diabetes specifically. So it has a strong impact on blood sugar. In patients with type 2 diabetes, the A1C dropped by about 1.2 to 1.5 percentage points overall, and about 1.6% at higher doses. But what a really great takeaway is that in these studies, 75% of patients, 3/4, 75% of patients reached an A1C under 7. That is a major treatment goal. And importantly, there were no severe hypoglycemic events reported. So, whether you're improving blood sugar without causing dangerous lows in most cases is so valuable, and to have it in an oral pill is terrific. To continue conversation about this medication and diabetes is that one important nuance, and this is with GLP-1s in general, patients who have diabetes tend to lose a little less weight than people otherwise. And we saw that with this medicine too. There was about 5 to 9.6% weight loss in patients with diabetes compared to the top of 11% with those without diabetes. So that is a thing. Next on the list to talk about are side effects and to set some expectations. And what we've noticed and seen in these trials is that nausea happened to about 12 to 18% of people in the trial. Diarrhea, you know what that is, happened in about 20. What? Not you, I'm saying like the general person knows. It happened in about 20 to 25% of people. And constipation in about 10 to 14%. Vomiting in about 7 to 14% of people. A few key notes that we've learned about GLP-1s here is that these usually happen at dose initiation and dose increases. They are typically temporary. And what we've seen is that in this specific medicine, Orforglipron, about 4 to 10% of patients stopped taking the medicine because of these side effects. So it's not nothing, but it's very consistent with what we already know about GLP-1 medications. All right, so naturally the question becomes, how does this medicine compare to medications like Ozempic or Wegovy? And the quick version is Orforglipron is about 7 to 11% total body weight loss. We have discovered that injectable semaglutide or Wegovy is about 15%, give or take a little bit, whether it's injectable or oral. And Zepbound or tirzepatide is closer to 20% or more total body weight loss. So it's slightly less weight loss, but much easier to take. And I think that trade-off matters depending on the patient. So who might this be a great option for? People who don't want injections, obviously. People who struggle with adherence to complex regimens, like having to keep things in a fridge. People who earlier in their weight loss journey may benefit from an oral option, may seem less intense. And sometimes people get injection site reactions, and it's just not a great idea for them to take an injection. As we kind of always feel here on Your Checkup, we think that the best medicine is the one that people are actually willing to take consistently and can get access to. Overall, this ties into what we think really matters is that when it comes to these medicines, when it comes to GLP-1s, we don't have an effectiveness problem with these medications anymore. We have an access problem at this point. Between cost, convenience, and comfort with injections, this medication that came out recently directly addresses at least some of these major barriers. And if this becomes more affordable over time, it could significantly expand who actually gets treated. So we wanted to, it's all very exciting, but we wanted to take this and make sure that it's realistic as well. So here are just a couple things to think about for a reality check, if you will. In truth, for Orforglipron, we don't have long-term data yet beyond a couple of years. So that's a very real thing. Generally, GLP-1s have been around for over 20 years as a family of medicines. We don't have head-to-head comparisons with injectables, so that is another thing. And in truth, not everyone will respond or tolerate taking these medicines. And like all GLP-1 medications, if you stop it, weight regain is common because obesity is a chronic disease. And this probably doesn't replace the most powerful medications, but it may become one of the most widely used ones. So that is a simple breakdown of the newest GLP-1 medication. You all are probably out there wondering about the cost. This medication specifically is made by Eli Lilly, which notably is the same company that makes Zepbound. There is a general cost gradient that is very easy to look up on the internet, but the gradient between the lowest and highest doses, of which there is a wide variety of escalating doses for these medicines that people will have to become comfortable with. But the gradient is somewhere between $150 to $350 a month for the cash pay directly through Eli Lilly. What I was seeing online, now a lot of this is conjecture, a lot of this is very speculative, if you will, but I think a lot of us are hopeful for a potential governmental plan with Medicare having a copay for Orforglipron, perhaps for about $50 a month, hopefully coming in July of 2026. I think that would be a big game changer. Right now, there is very limited Medicare coverage, if any, maybe none, for people who are trying to get treatment for obesity who have Medicare. And so if this is possible and if this is happening, it would be huge, but we'd have to wait 3 months and we're all holding our breath. And I have zero expectation, which we definitely don't talk about politics on here, nor will we start to. But that is something to look forward to and keep an eye out for. So here's the bottom line. Orforglipron is a new oral GLP-1 medication. It offers meaningful weight loss, meaningful and durable weight loss of up to 11% on average, and offers some strong blood sugar control. In truth, this is not about replacing what we have. It is about expanding who we can actually help. Because right now, the biggest barrier in obesity treatment hasn't been whether these medications work. It's actually about who can actually access them. And now for the banter. All right. Let's see. So enough self-gushing about our second anniversary, which is something to celebrate. Are you able to, or like physically able to, tell us about the dinner that we had?
Yeah, that was delicious. We went to Borromini.
Who owns Borromini?
Our close personal friend, Steven Starr. It's a newer-ish. I guess it's not that new anymore, but people were hating on it and giving it very mixed reviews. But I thought it was good. It wasn't like the best dinner we've ever had, but it was good. I would go back.
I would go back. What did you like about it?
I mean, I like what I got to eat.
What did you get to eat?
I got this like tortelloni something in this like sage butter situation. It was yummy.
It was good. I got this oxtail malfaldini, and that was delicious. I learned that oxtail was previously a undesirable cut of meat, and now it's all the rage, making it more expensive. But it was delicious, I might add. We also got this was it the crostini?
Mm-hmm.
With the what was on top of that?
Ricotta.
Ricotta?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they say? Is that what they're saying out there?
That's what they're saying.
And a arancini. We got an arancini. We had great company. We got to, do you need to open that back up again? Or is the light is bothering you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We're having a rough time here, guys. So got the arancini, had some good company, had some fun laughs, and then we went home. Look, on a scale of 1 to Vetri, because now that's the upper limit. It was good. 6, 7?
Solid 7.
7? Yeah. It's astounding how many people were in there. And
yeah, it's like really big in there. I mean, it was a pretty big Barnes and Noble before, but
yeah,
it was good.
And like how much they have to turn out the kitchen, like that many people that fast. Like we did not wait long for this food. It was very prompt.
Should we have our close personal friend Steven Starr on?
Yeah, if we can get him on the pod to talk about all of his various restaurants in Philadelphia, I would. Someone send this to him.
Yeah, people like to hate on him and like say that he's like overhyped and like blah blah blah. I mean, I think like some of his things like are, but I don't know. I love Park.
You do love Park. I do love the fundamentals of Elvez and
Like
what it stands for.
At least like, and what it stands for. I swear, like every like 2 or 3 days. And Caitlin at work, the resident I'm working with now, who we're like friends with, we'll be like messaging each other like on Epic. And I'll be like, let's quit and go to Park. And we were telling the attending the other day, we were like, we're quitting. And Caitlin's like, yeah, Nicole and I are going to Park.
We're quitting and going to Park. Yeah, I missed that part about like working in Philly, that I could go to a nearby place. Not that I ever did that, but like
you went to Masala Kitchen.
Look, the place is awesome. So there's this Indian cuisine place nearby, and we previously, like, I only went, and it was a staple in residency, and they had this dish called MK spicy chicken and lamb, and I would get it every time. Pretty much, I was on a 24, and you did not. Either you like didn't know about it or didn't pay any mind to it. And like, I would get it if I was like here and you weren't. But then recently we've started getting this stuff together. And your thoughts?
Oh, it's delicious. We just got it on Thursday because Eddie's responsible for dinner on Thursday because he's at home. Mm-hmm. So that's what you did with your responsibility this week.
That's what I did. Well, and then I stepped in and made some salmon on Friday. A simple little. I've been liking that salmon.
That salmon's delicious.
Something was different about it this time. Maybe because it was frozen, and maybe that's why you love it no matter what, which I deeply appreciate. But something about it made it. I don't know. It was a little different. It's a butter, garlic, and caper dish with salmon. And we're doing the whole boil some water and put it on the back of the salmon. Mm-hmm. And the skin generally just peels right off, which is such a hack in life.
We had such a treat on last night.
Oh, thank God we haven't gotten away from this too much. Go ahead. Tell the people.
Well, we came home from dinner, walked Ollie, and then we were like, we had a little hankering for some ice cream.
Just a little one.
So we walked down to Van Leeuwen's, which is the only thing that whenever we move out of the city, I'm going to miss that. Like, if we want something, we can just like walk a couple minutes to go get it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we walk in, and lo and behold, who's walking in right in front of us?
Right in front of us.
Our son, Alex.
Right there.
Our actual close personal friend.
Yes. Actually, we have lots of Alex time. If you tuned in, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, you got the long soliloquy about him and Match. And there he is again. We've been seeing him a lot because
we get to go to his graduation.
Oh, we do.
That's so nice.
I'm really glad. Oh, I still have to send that email, but I'm really glad I made the pivot to like sit with the family. And then you got invited.
I know, it's so nice.
It was so nice. I think it's gonna be a great thing. And like, we get to go to the motherland, and
I get to leave work early on a Friday. Love that.
Yes, and like, we get to see Glassboro and all of its glory.
Oh my God.
It's unfortunate. We have this like beautiful green where people, like where I graduated, and it's amazing and it's poetic. And like for him, he went like Rowan to Rowan, and I know he's been thinking about it, and they switched it up, and now it's in the athletic gym, and like, it's not as nice in there. I'll say that. They do it up nice. They have a nice stage and stuff, but doing it on the green would have been much better. But we're going to make it a great day. We're going to take him to dinner somewhere. He has to let us know where.
Yeah, Alex, let us know where before you move and we never see you again.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. We're going to go visit him.
We're going to have to.
And now my cousin and his fiance are going to be there too.
And we have three reasons.
There are 3 reasons. And then we'll move there. It'll be so fun. Can't wait.
Okay. So then what do we got? I think that's good. got some Pauly G's in our life again.
Yeah, that was good.
Stuff's so good. And a short week. What we do have, we're going to be recording this episode to deliver fresh to you guys because there was a news update. And that's what we got for you today. So thank you for coming back to another episode of Your Checkup. Hopefully, you were able to learn something for yourself, a loved one, or
a neighbor.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Threads. Send us an email. Share this with a loved one or a neighbor so they can join us in our 3rd year. But most importantly, stay healthy, my friends. Until next time, I'm Ed Dulesky.
I'm Nicole Rufo.
Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
This information may provide a brief overview of diagnosis, treatment, and medications. It's not exhaustive and is a tool to help you understand potential options about your health. It doesn't cover all details about conditions, treatments, or medications for a specific person. This is not medical advice or an attempt to substitute medical advice. You should contact a healthcare provider for personalized guidance based on your unique circumstances. We explicitly disclaim any liability relating to the information given or its use. This content doesn't endorse any treatments or medications for a specific patient. Always talk to your healthcare provider for a complete information tailored to you. In short, I'm not your doctor.
I am not your nurse.
And make sure you go get your own checkup with your own personal doctor.